Okay, Michael, it's so nice to have you here. Let's just start by sharing how you came to Puerto Rico and why you decided to stay.
Well, I was happy living in Malibu and with an office in Santa Monica, but I decided to work less intensively and wanted to find a place that would combine some commercial activity, intellectual activity, and resort living, and a good tax structure. And I saw that a friend of mine, John Paulson, had been active in Puerto Rico, so I asked him what the story was. And when he told me, I researched it for a few months, and it made a lot of sense. Well, after a few months, it was clear to me that I needed a separate office other than the one in the house, because it was too disruptive. So I acquired this one here where we're sitting and began to build a staff. And for almost 2 years, we've been doing research on Puerto Rico, the economics, the fiscal situation, and starting to look for some investments.
I understand you've actually identified some areas where you think Puerto Rico can focus for growth.
It makes sense from a policy point of view to accelerate growth in industries that can provide jobs quickly. Industries where the lead time to make decisions is fairly short and where there's a demonstrated potential here. And we thought that agriculture, construction, and hospitality were those industries, if we were the government, that we would try to get quick job growth.
How do you see that in those three areas, specifically in agriculture, for example?
Puerto Rico imports something like 80% of its food, and yet is one of the most fertile areas to grow crops. And let's face it, there's water all around us, but they bring in the seafood. But I believe by having large enough producers in food who were reliable, that we could change that, and it would not only provide jobs. For example, only 2% of the jobs in Puerto Rico in agriculture. There's potential, I think, to go to 5%, and that's a nice jump.
In construction, how do you see growth in that area?
Almost everything could be improved, and there's a lot of jobs when you have to build infrastructure. It is a stated policy of the U.S. government to accelerate that, and there's an enormous accumulation of money now in funds that are dedicated to infrastructure investment. And I think after a little while, they're going to be less picky. So, finding a place that clearly could use the infrastructure and some kind of reasonable returns could attract pretty big money from off-island.
How do you see tourism being key to economic development in Puerto Rico?
That we have a air hub and a cruise ship hub. 10 million arrivals at the air hub every year, and over 1.5 million of cruise ships. If we look at other similar areas like Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Hawaii, we have far fewer people employed in the sector, and we have far fewer dwelling units like hotel rooms, for example. I know Airbnb has expanded, but we could use a lot more hotel rooms and on-island entertainment. So I think those could be tremendous growth areas, and they're very employee intensive. Our firm, Caribbean Capital and Consultancy Corp., has been spending most of this time researching what the opportunities are here, what's going on in the economy, and we are looking for sizable transactions that we think we can assist with capital and experience and make really valuable for everyone. Puerto Rico is a unique place. It combines the Caribbean island living with a business hub. So if you need to stay active or you want to, and you like resort living, come take a look.
Thank you, Michael.